you get on the first, or the third, or the fourth month, and your house is running, you're very comfortable. Have you ever got a pink slip? Have you ever been sacked? Ask a person who gets sacked. As an entrepreneur, you can never get sacked. That's the most beautiful thing about entrepreneurship. Every day could be a salary day. And then you may not get a salary for the next 3 months. But the best thing is, you're doing your thing. You have an idea. It's very important to know what you want to do. You see, we all want to become entrepreneurs. Because we all want to go smiling to the bank. Because we all believe that entrepreneurs earn billions of dollars, which is not true. Entrepreneurship is about first ideating. How do you ideate? What is it that you really want to do? Once you've got immersed in that idea, conceptualizing it, turning that into reality is just a normal process. There's nothing big in it. Anything else?
Let me add, I was working in one of the best auto companies in the world today, Daimler, and I'm sure everybody's heard of Mercedes-Benz here, drawing a very good salary, handling 4 HR functions, a dream job if you ask me. But somewhere I decided I don't want to work for somebody else. I don't want to take orders from somebody else to do something.
Yes.
And like I said, I come from a family which is very secure. Like Mahalakshmi, I had a very secure childhood. And I took that plunge because I wanted to do it. Not because I wanted to prove to somebody, but more so because I believed I had something in me which was stopping me from growing, which was also helping others grow. Because the day I move out, I knew I would help other people. So I took that plunge. Was it easy? No. I'll be honest. From a 2 people earning, it became a single income. And being very honest, in the first 2 years, I lost 40 lakhs. And trust me, from a person who's been earning, that money was huge. The kind of feedback that I got was, I don't want to discuss it right now, but it was really bad that I need to just go back. But I decided I wanted to, because I knew I had it in me. So you need to believe in yourself. That's the first thing. It is going to be difficult, but always remember your growth is outside your comfort zone. If you are in your comfort zone, you will only grow within that. If you want to go big, not in the eyes of others, but in your own eyes, you need to take that plunge. That's all I would like to say.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Anyone else?
How to figure out that you and yourself, how to find out that this is my thing or something?
The satisfaction that you get when you feel that wow in you. Yes. That is the time you know that it is what you want.
Absolutely.
And suppose there is a little bit of doubt also and you don't get that wow in you, then that means it's not for you. You're still waiting to get that. So anytime, the moment you do something and you feel wow, and that's it. And that is where you actually want it to be. And moreover, the desire you were talking about to start something on your own, if the desire is converted into fire, you know, it will just absorb the cottons around it, whatever Absolutely. It can absorb, Absolutely. It will absorb. I tell you, really, I love children, and that is why I'm having a play school, and there is also a secret behind it, because, you know, when you're with children, you feel more young also. So it helps me to hide my age. So I have that play school in me, and whatever brings you happiness, you know, you should do it. Everybody should do it. That's why I said success and happiness are our birthright. Nobody says you should be unsuccessful or unhappy. The only thing is we fail to understand our emotions. That's the only thing. We think our emotions are negative. We have negative emotions and positive emotions. When you are able to identify there is no negative emotions, then you become successful. And yes, when you want to start something on your own, that means it is a challenge. That itself is a starting point for your success. And as you face the challenges, you are growing. You will achieve it. Maybe not today, but tomorrow it has to come. There is a night, there has to be a day. I mean, it's a cycle. Nobody can stop us. It's the fact of life.
Excellent. Just for you wanted to.
Yeah, I think you need to ask why. That one
Yes,
question will
yes.
change your life dramatically. And you need to know the purpose of your life. Not just knowing it, but revisiting it every day.
When did you find out yours? Like, this is my pillar, when did you?
I found when I lost the business itself. Yeah. And that's when I realized, okay, I've made mistake. I have lost everything. Now it's my turn to introspect and see who I am, why am I doing it. And that's when I found, as a women entrepreneur, I started my business without having a business plan, without any idea. It just went on. Just because my husband motivated me to start my own business, I did it. I didn't know anything about business. But after 4 years, I learned a lot by making mistakes, and my husband let me make mistakes. Yeah.
You know, I'd like to just add on to this. I liked what you said, that I didn't have a plan. You know, I don't make plans. I just do one little sketch on a A4 size sheet and I walk the streets. I just walk the streets with it. The plan falls in place automatically. One. Number two, to further answer your question, when you say, when did that idea come? They don't come. What has to come is the desire to be independent. If you're trying to tell me that working in an organization is not stressful, doesn't have challenges, you're barking up the wrong tree. Why do you think Monday becomes manic? Every professional say, oh God, Monday. Oh my God, I've got to see my boss's face. I've got to see this one's dialogue and this and that, and this is pending and that is pending. But we tend to suppress all that because we're so happy with that salary check at the end of the month. Those things exist as an entrepreneur. But imagine what you're doing as an entrepreneur. It's amazing. You're creating organizations, you're creating people, you're creating futures, you are bringing progress in people's lives. And you're getting progress back to you too. But all that can happen if you first turn that desire into an idea. What is it that you want to do? Not that I want to become an entrepreneur. Oh, so very nice. I want to become a roller skater. Put me in roller skates, I'll fall down. Right?
Simplest way answer is, if you have someone to support you, the family, you please start it. So if at all you are not a breadwinner, you please start it, go for your desire. I think you will be 34, 35, right? Also,
That's all right, you can talk about your age, no problem.
okay. Yeah, someone who want to start it and someone is there backup, please go for it. Oh, that was also my dream. I started and came back for a job to bring up my child. You know, it's 16 years, I'm still working, but I added a social cause, so I'm very happy about that.
Okay, answering your question, when your why becomes bigger than you, go ahead and do it.
Yes. Excellent.
So
Excellent.
when you know why you want to do something and it creates that fire, like he said, within you, go ahead and do it. The how and the what will happen. Trust me. Universe will give it back to you. You will find ways to make it happen for yourself.
Absolutely.
But the day you are not convinced and that why is not big enough for you, don't attempt entrepreneurship. That's my advice to anybody here.
You know, there's a very beautiful saying. Before this gentleman, I take your question. Rumi is an amazing poet. I don't know how many of you have heard of him. R-U-M-I. And I have this on my laptop. I keep these motivationals on my laptop to motivate myself. And it says, don't look up to the universe and search for yourself. The entire universe exists inside you. Look inside yourself and you will find the person you want to be. That's Rumi. Yes, sir. Can I have your question amongst all the women? Are you looking at me and saying that?
I'm here to support my wife. I don't see many men here, but I'm here to support her.
Excellent, wonderful.
Her question was, how do you take the plunge really? So that's in the mind of many people. And in the corporate office, if you look at most of the coffee shop conversations that is revolving around the people, it revolves around what the other guy has done. You know, this guy, he started something very small. He did this, he did that, and he became very big. So this is the kind of conversation that goes on in the coffee shop conversations, and trust me, in most of the corporates, this is a very important culture, right? But nobody takes the plunge. Everybody at the end of the month, you know, comes up with a lot of ideas. They are like bubbles, they burst, and that's it, that's finished. I think the most important thing is for, I don't know about you, you mentioned that you didn't plan, but I feel that when you have a burning desire, you become, the chances of you to be successful gets a little better if you put that plan on paper. So when we are able to translate that plan on paper, we make lesser mistakes. Of course, we still make mistakes, but then I think the mistakes that we make are lesser compared to what we would make otherwise. I think it's important to think on paper, because when you think on paper, it translates into something real. The dream comes on paper. And then when you're able to take it, then it's more precise, then we are able to take the plunge easier. So this has been my experience when I actually took the plunge. It was painful, it was very scary. I had to go to my boss and I told him I'm quitting because I want to start start a company with my wife. It was very painful. He told me, you must be nuts. You're starting a popcorn business in India. You're working here as the director of operations of such a big company. You're comfortable. We need you. So I didn't have the guts to tell him that, but I gathered somewhere and I told him I'm going to quit. And it was a difficult decision for me to make. This is a very, very important thing in the entrepreneur, to take that plunge. But I would say just plan. The burning fire is very important.
All right, can I answer this question, please? It's very important for me to answer this question for you, because you are from corporate and so was I. I don't disagree with what you're saying at all, but different strokes for different people. What you're made of, what's your makeup? Who are you inside you? Even before I decided to walk out and hang my golf clubs in my cupboard, I made a plan. I made a deadly plan. Let me tell you. I spent so much time with my chartered accountant and so on. You could have written a book on that plan. I failed miserably 3 years later. One fine day, like I said, different strokes for different people. In the corporate world, right from, imagine